Good morning, everyone. It's nice to see all of you here today. I realized, gee, it's been a while since our good friend Freddy has come to talk to us. So let me bring Freddy out to talk to us today. Okay, let's see what our good friend Freddy has been up to lately.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Freddy. What's new with you? Did you have a nice Thanksgiving?
Yeah, sure did. Ate lots of your good roast turkey.
Yeah, we had lots of turkey and stuffing and everything. So, what else have you been doing during the Thanksgiving holidays?
Oh, I've been reading a lot.
Reading. Oh, you like to read?
Yeah.
What have you been reading?
Oh, Harry Potter books.
Harry Potter books. Who here has read Harry Potter books? Lots of people. Wow, which one did you read?
I read all of them.
Wow, you read all of them. Has anyone here read all of the Harry Potter? Wow! Look at all the hands. Amazing. That's amazing. Wow.
And I actually read a book on Buddhism, too.
Really?
But I was kind of puzzled by something I read in this book on Buddhism.
Oh, what was that?
Well, it said the most important question you should ask is, who am I?
Yes, I can agree with that.
Isn't that kind of a dumb question? I mean, you should know who you are, right? Don't you know who you are?
Well, yes, I could answer my name is Marvin Harada, but that's really not who I am. Who are you?
Don't you know who I am? You should know who I am. We have been friends for over 30 years. If you don't know who I am, maybe you're getting a little old or something.
Yeah, well, that could be true, but yes, I know you are Freddy the Frog, but can you answer the question, who are you?
I'm Freddy the Frog.
Yes, that is your name. That is your name. But who are you?
I'm a frog.
Okay, that is your species. I'm a human and you're a frog. That's your species. But that doesn't answer the question, who are you?
Uh, I'm a green frog.
Okay, okay, that now you've explained the color of your species. You are a green frog, but that doesn't answer the question of who are you?
Uh, I am a green frog from Wyoming.
Okay, that explains your background of where you're from, but it doesn't answer the question, who are you? So, who are you?
The, I am the third son of a family of five in my frog family.
Okay, that explains your relationship to your family members, but that doesn't explain or answer the question, who are you?
Let's see. I am a Buddhist.
Okay, okay, that explains your religion. but it still doesn't answer the question, who are you?
Whoa, you don't give up, do you?
Well, this is very important Buddhist questioning of who are you. Can you think further?
Okay. I'm an OCBC Buddhist frog.
Okay, that explains your affiliation with a particular church or temple here, OCBC, and that you're a Buddhist, but it doesn't answer the question of who are you?
Oh, geez, this is getting hard. Uh, uh, I am a green frog from Wyoming that is an OCBC Buddhist. How's that?
Well, now you just totaled all the descriptions of you, but it still doesn't answer the question, who are you?
Whew, this Buddhism stuff is pretty hard. So, so, who am I?
Now you're asking the right question.
I am?
Yes, you're asking the question, who am I? Who am I deep inside? Yes, I'm a, I'm a, I'm a son, or I'm a husband, or I'm a father, or I'm a minister, and my name. But those are all just descriptions about us. But Buddhism asks the question, who am I? Who are you? Do you know who you are to the very core of your being? That is the question.
Whoa. Let's take time to find that answer.
Yes, it takes time. That's what the journey is. That's what the process is, listening to the teachings. And in order to find out who we are, we need the teachings that are like a mirror that shows us who we truly are. It shows us our true self, the very core of our being. And that's what all Buddhists have come to discover, their deepest, truest self. Shakyamuni Buddha discovered it, Shinran Shonin discovered it, great Zen master Dogen discovered it, to find who we truly are.
Ooh. Well, I guess I better get started.
Yes, you might as well get started. And it's the lifelong process for each and every one of us as a Buddhist to ask the question, who am I? Really at the core of our being. It's a difficult question. It sounds simple, but very difficult. But still, this is our challenge as a Buddhist. And as we listen to the teachings, we begin to get glimpses of our deepest inner self, our true self. And then something begins to emerge in our life. A dynamic life, meaningful life begins to emerge.
Well, that would be nice.
Yes, that would be nice. And that's what Buddhism has to offer all of us, to live the most deeply meaningful, fulfilling life that comes from having found our deepest, truest self. Okay?
Okay. So now, if someone asks me who I am, I won't say I'm Freddy the Frog. I'll say, who are you?
Wow. You'll be just like a Zen master.
Yeah. Who are you? And you, and you, and you.
Okay, Freddy. Good to end with a question.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Freddy's message. Really, that message was based on a true story from an experience from something I heard in a Dharma message by our wonderful Reverend Masao Kodani of the Senshin Temple. He's retired now. He served at the Senshin Temple for over 40 years. But Reverend Kodani, one time in a lecture or talk, shared his first experience when he took a Buddhist philosophy class in Japan at Ryukoku University. He's sitting in the front row, and this professor says, points him out, you there in the front row, who are you? Oh, well, I'm Masao Kodani. Well, that's your name, but who are you? Well, I'm a foreign student studying Buddhism from America. Well, that's what you're doing here in Japan, but who are you? I'm a Japanese American. Oh, well, that's your ethnicity, but who are you? I'm the second son of a family of four. That's your relationship in your family, but who are you? On and on and on. This professor challenged Reverend Kodani with the same kind of question he could never answer. Finally, he said he couldn't say anything more. And then this professor said, this is the most important question in Buddhism. Do we think we know who we are, but we are only describing something about us, our activity or our ethnicity or our age or our background, but we have to get to the core question of who are you? Who are you really? Kind of deep inside. And so he was struck by what Buddhism is teaching in terms of Buddhist philosophy, that's the most fundamental question to have. So I thought it'd be nice if Freddy could share that same kind of question. So we ask that question as Buddhists, and through listening to the teachings, we come to find our truest self. If you open your service book to page 15, this is a short quotation from a famous Zen master, Dogen, who also found his truest self. But this is how Dogen expresses that. So to study the Buddha way is to study the self. So for Dogen, to study Buddhism means to study oneself, to look into oneself. So what happens when we study oneself and look into oneself? To study the self is to forget the self. What does that mean? That doesn't mean, oh, I forget I'm Marvin Harada. No, forget the self means you go beyond your ego self. You go beyond your ego self. Now you've touched on something deeper. You touched on your true self. So to forget the self means you have actually touched on the true self. So what happens then? To forget the self is to be actualized by myriad things. This is a little bit difficult, but it means to feel this interconnectedness, oneness with all things. Instead of me, little me, Marvin Harada, little Marvin Harada has now become expanded to the great universe even, one with all of life, with the entire world. That's what actualized by myriad things means, I think. So Buddhism is a study of the self. It's to find our true self. And as we begin to listen to the teachings, we begin to get glimpses. And as we begin to get glimpses, something very dynamic emerges from our life. And we're able to live very most meaningful, fulfilling, and dynamic life. Who is there that does not want to live such a life? That is what Buddhism has to offer each and every one of us. Naman Davats, Naman Davats, Naman Davats, Naman Davats, Naman Davats, Naman Davats.